Deep within an ancient forest lay a hidden valley. It was called the Enchanted Valley. The trees here sparkled with magic. Colourful flowers bloomed everywhere. This valley was home to hundreds of tiny fairies. They had delicate wings and wore dresses of flower petals. The fairies loved their home. They kept it safe and beautiful. Each fairy had a special gift. Some could talk to animals. Others could control the weather. Some could even make plants grow with a touch. They used their gifts to help each other. They also used them to protect their valley. The fairies lived happily together. The Enchanted Valley was a place of peace and joy. The fairies lived in tiny houses made of mushrooms and leaves. These were nestled among the roots of giant, ancient trees. The trees whispered secrets to the fairies on the wind. The fairies listened carefully. They knew the forest held ancient magic. They promised to protect it. The Enchanted Valley was a place of wonder. It was a secret world hidden from human eyes. Here, magic was real, and every day was an adventure. The fairies, with their kind hearts and magical gifts, were the guardians of this enchanted place. One sunny morning, the Fairy Queen called a meeting. All the fairies gathered around a sparkling pond. They listened carefully to their beloved queen. The Fairy Queen was very old and very wise. Her voice was soft but clear, like the tinkling of a stream.
"My dear fairies," the Queen began, her voice echoing softly through the glade, "our animal neighbours need our help. The heavy rains have flooded their homes." The Queen continued, "We must use our gifts to help them. We need to work together. Remember, kindness and teamwork make us strong." Narrator. The fairies gasped. They knew the rains had been bad. They worried about their animal friends.
The fairies nodded. They were always ready to help. They knew what they had to do. The fairies loved the animals of the forest. They played with the squirrels and the rabbits. They talked to the birds and the butterflies. The fairies knew they had to act quickly. The animals were in danger. The fairies would use their magic to save them.
Your Majesty, the rabbits, their burrow is flooded. They're trapped.
Lily was the fastest flyer among the fairies. She had already flown to the meadows. There she saw the rabbits in trouble.
The fairies gasped. They knew the rabbit burrow was deep underground. The floodwater was dangerous. They had to help the rabbits quickly.
The Fairy Queen nodded. Lily, lead the way. Let's save our friends.
The fairies flew swiftly, following Lily towards the meadows. Their wings shimmered in the sunlight as they zipped through the air. Their faces were determined. They were ready to use their magic to help the rabbits. They knew every life in the Enchanted Valley was precious. The fairies reached the flooded meadow. They saw the frightened rabbits huddled on a tiny patch of dry land. The water was rising quickly. The fairies knew they had to act fast. Each fairy knew their role. They had practiced this many times before. The fairies who controlled the weather flew to the sky. They gently pushed the rain clouds away. The sun broke through the clouds. It warmed the meadow. The fairies who controlled the water got to work. They parted the floodwaters. They created a safe path for the rabbits. The fairies who could talk to animals flew close to the rabbits. They spoke in gentle, reassuring voices. "Don't be afraid," they whispered. "We're here to help. Follow us to safety." The rabbits, sensing the fairies' magic, hopped onto the path created by the water fairies. The fairies worked together like a well-oiled machine. They used their unique talents in perfect harmony. Some fairies used their magic to move twigs and leaves. They started to build a new burrow for the rabbits. It would be on higher ground, safe from the floods.
The fairies who could make plants grow worked their magic. They made sure the new burrow was strong and sturdy. Soon, a cozy new home for the rabbits was ready. The rabbits hopped inside their new home. They were so relieved to be safe and dry.
The fairies cheered. They had done it again. They had saved their friends. The Fairy Queen, watching her fairies at work, felt a surge of pride. "Well done, everyone," she announced. "You have shown great courage, kindness, and teamwork." The rabbits peeked out from their new burrow. They wiggled their noses gratefully at the fairies. The birds sang a happy tune. The sun shone brightly. The enchanted valley was filled with a warm, joyful glow. The fairies gathered around their queen, their wings fluttering with happiness. They had faced the challenge together. They had saved their friends and protected their home. That night, the fairies held a grand feast under the stars. They sang and danced. The animals joined in the celebration. The enchanted valley was alive with music and laughter. It was a celebration of friendship, courage, and the magic of nature. The fairies knew they were part of something special. They promised to protect their valley and its harmony, always. S2, the Queen smiled. "Tonight, we celebrate," she announced. The fairies cheered. They loved their celebrations. The Queen continued. "Let us celebrate the harmony of our valley. We all play a part in keeping it safe and beautiful."